It out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. All right. Let's see. There, and there. Okay, cool. Good stuff. All right. Awesome. There. Good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. We've got a full week ahead of us here, and I'm happy to have Paul with us again here tonight. Algo382 joining us from Colorado. Can we get a quick sound check? Paul, are you out there?
Hey, how's it going, John? How's it going out there, everybody?
Great, awesome, good stuff, you guys. Could you hear Paul? If you could hear Paul, just a quick note right there. Just to say that you can hear him, so we can keep moving forward here. Make sure it came through okay. All right, good stuff. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good. All right. So here we are. We're for our weekly Elliott Wave show, riding the waves with John and Paul. Excited tonight. So tonight we're going to be talking about motive waves and a couple other cool topics, but just kind of emphasizing that this week. I think you guys will enjoy it. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off with the market last week, and then we're going to run through. We're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening, and then we'll get into the Elliott Wave show. And Paul will show us what we'll talk a little bit more about motive waves. I'll talk about it a little bit too here before we get going, and then he'll talk about some other cool stuff, and then we'll see if there's any time for questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right. So SPX guys, monthly chart. We pulled back a little bit on Friday, right? We were down like 7 points. It felt sometimes that the down moves do feel a little bit sharper than they really are, but we are still generally pretty bullish here on the monthly chart. Still green, still over the upper Bollinger Band. Weekly chart's a little bit sketchy, right? Because we did finish with a dark cloud cover candle. We gapped above yesterday's range, and we closed within 50% of the prior week's range, right? The only issues that we have right here is that we haven't gotten overbought yet, right, on the RSI, on the weekly RSI, which is pretty amazing considering how big this move is. So we'll see what they have in store for going to this week. In terms of wave counts, right, we're kind of tracking we're basically saying that, hey, this push up right here is done. Potentially, or at least it's a wave one. It was an impulsive wave up or a motive wave. So really, a motive wave, guys. A motive wave is the same thing as an impulsive wave. It's just a different term to use for it. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because sometimes you'll hear people say, "Oh, it's an impulsive wave. Oh, it's a motive wave." They're the same thing, right? So real quick, what are those? Right? So impulsive waves are 5 wave counts, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And you guys know the rules, right? The rules are wave 2 is not going to intersect the start of wave 1. Wave 3 is not the shortest wave, right? And wave 4 is not going to intersect the end of wave 1, right? Unless it's a leading diagonal or ending diagonal. So, and then waves 1, 3, and 5 are also motive waves. So this is a motive wave, right? So contained within this wave is a 5 wave, is a motive wave, right? So contained within that wave, right? And then your corrective waves are ABCs, right? And then we have another motive wave here in wave 3, right? So and so forth, right? So that is motive wave. So what we think is that was a motive wave right here. I mean, it clearly is, right, with the big push up, right? And it looks like it's calming down. So the real question is this pullback that we had this week, is that it, right? Or is there more? Right, so one of the kind of the big clues or the big interesting things that we're looking at right here is how we closed on Friday, right? So we closed below the ADMA on this one, right? So that kind of keeps us a little bit bearish on this one. So it's possible that this was just an A wave down here. This is a B wave, and we might be looking at a larger wave C down. Or it's possible we could be working on a bigger wave down. This one gets us to the 382, fills this open gap right here. The 618 pretty much, and if we get to the daily cloud and the macro upper trend line, that gets us to the 618 retrace and the open gap down here. So we're just gonna kind of keep an eye on it, right? We do know that it stairs up, escalator down, or elevator down, right? You can see here we grind our way up here and look how fast that wave 4 was. Boom, boom, and then it started to bounce, and it's like that just kind of grind its way up. So we'll be tracking that going into this week. Let's take a look at the price action here on Friday. So Friday again, they tried to work their way up right here. Boom, we closed below the 80 MA. We just kind of stayed below it for the majority of the day. So that was kind of the action right there. And in terms of the S&P futures, let's see what we're doing here tonight. Okay, a little bit of a recovery here. So we initially pushed up here this evening. Let's pull up the levels right here. Let's go default there. Okay, so you can kind of see where we left off. So we actually gapped up here, and then it was a quick pullback right here. They faded the overnight gap, and retested the prior point of control and are kind of bouncing off of it right now. So we'll see how it goes. Couple geometric lines that we're tracking on here is this, right? So we want to see this. Right, so we've got that's an important level here for us to look at tonight. Of course, you had this one they try to break out, this one they try to break out, this one they try to break out. This one now is basically what we're contending with right now to see if we're getting out of this geometric line. So we'll see how it goes here. It definitely looks like a motive wave right there. So we'll see how that plays out going into the evening. But anyway, guys, real happy to have Paul again here on Sunday night, and gonna transfer it over to Paul. Paul, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, doing good, John. Thanks. Getting ready for a fun week.
Nice.
I got some real-time examples of some impulse waves we can look at.
Nice. Impulse waves and motive waves, same thing. I love it.
Yeah, you know it. But anyways, here's BA, and I'm looking at this one big impulse. It's wave one. It breaks down into 5 waves. And I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually 5. There's no overlap between like the wave 4 and the wave 1. That makes it an impulse. And in wave 3, we also have 5 waves in purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this ABC flat is really interesting. We have a 3-wave ABC for A, ABC for B, and then we have an impulsive wave going down. You can see the impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see the gap for wave 3. So I thought this was a pretty cool wave 4 flat, and we should be going up in wave 5.
It does look pretty cool. This is one I've been tracking too, and we looked at it last week, and we had almost the exact same count.
Yeah.
And that push on Friday was really interesting. Gave it a lot of relative strength. What are your thoughts on that news from this weekend? There was a over Denver, I think.
Oh, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, there was a Boeing 777. They didn't wreck, and thank goodness everybody's okay. But one of their engines basically caught on fire, and a lot of debris fell on like some homes in Denver.
I heard about that. Yeah, interesting.
So I don't know how much it's going to affect Boeing. I mean, it'll probably gap up on the news, but it was a United Airlines, and United Airlines is the only one that flies those particular engines. So keep an eye on United going in tomorrow. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this wave plays out with that news coming over the weekend, because it really had some relative strength on Friday.
I think I just heard they grounded some planes, but you know me, I try not to pay attention to the news, but we'll see.
However, yeah, exactly. However, right, so one of the things that we can't, I'm just kind of have an arrow on your chart right here. One of the things that could happen, right, so an impulse wave, as we know, if we're expecting a wave 5 up, right, we still could see a wave 2 pullback, a sub-wave 2 pullback on this one for this thing to, because, right, each impulsive wave, each motive wave includes its own impulse waves, right? So I mean, it's not just necessarily going to go straight up. So tomorrow we might pull down, and then we'll see if that dip is viable, and it gives us a push up.
Exactly. So we'll get the wave 5 finish. We might get a 1-2. We might get a big pullback and then finish. After the impulse up, we will get an ABC down for wave 2, some kind of ABC, and then we'll have this wave 3 impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In wave 3, there's also 5 waves, and probably looks something like that.
Nice.
And in wave 3, we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And some people are like, I didn't know it could go 1, 2, 1, 2, but we actually have a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2.
Sure, exactly. So yeah, we get that question a lot. Like, what do you mean 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Well, I mean, it's just if it's impulsing up, right? There's always a 1, 2. Right, and then there's always a subwave of that one. So there's another 1, 2, and then sometimes they have subwaves. There's another 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, just kind of gets you. Sometimes it gets you pretty bullish on stuff, which is fun. So, but again, of course, anything could happen, right? So there's always a possibility of an alt count. So, but we'll see how that one plays out. Great find on Boeing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always a valid alt count out there.
It's only when it's only when a wave count doesn't violate or when you can't, it's like you just can't find another count, right? No matter how hard you try, without breaking some rules, where you get even like the more confidence in a setup.
Yeah, exactly. And here's Baba. I remember we had this really big dip down. This is a wave C, and you can see wave C is an impulse. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4. And this wave down is a wave 5, but it also breaks into 5 waves. And here's the wave 3 gap.
Yeah.
After that, we get our impulse up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. in wave three, there's five waves, like we just kind of went over. We got one, two, three, four, five. And when I'm looking at counts, trying to figure them out, it's usually the wave three is usually straight up. It's explosive. There's usually a gap. And then we get some kind of triangle four, or for here, we got an ABC.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Wave five can also be an impulse. And this one, it looks like we're getting that five wave ending diagonal. One, two, three, four, five. Not the most fun to trade with this kind of up and down choppy
Yeah.
action. But if we took our measurements in here, we could have figured out that the 1.618 is exactly where this wave three ended.
I love it. That's perfect. Great find on that
Yeah,
one. Yeah, and
perfect.
last week, guys, if you didn't check out the show last week, be sure to go back. It's saved here on YouTube, where we talked about the fib extensions and how it can be really helpful with Elliott Wave. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. So we'll finish with five up, and then we'll get an ABC down, and then another five up.
Nice.
Okay, let's see what else do I got. How about GDX?
Yeah, how about GDX?
I'm long again GDX, so let's
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
see.
it's got a little extended there to the downside, so let's see if it's getting ready to push here.
Yeah, so here's what I got for GDX. This is a wave C. It's an impulsive wave down. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in black, and then the purple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You guys
This
see
big
that?
gap.
You guys see how it's a 1-2, 1-2? Does that make sense, everybody? So you got the 1-2 right here, right? But within that larger wave three, there has to be an impulse wave. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? There's a motive wave in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, 1-2, 1-2. Love it.
Yep, exactly. And then we get our gap, and then we've come down to wave two, and it looks like we got a wave one up, a wave two down, and we should get this wave three, which is a motive wave or an impulse. And you have your five waves in wave three: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice. Great find on that one. Yeah, let's see if that gives us any action tomorrow. It'd be neat, right? Because those miners got strong not too long ago, and then they pulled back. So hopefully
Yeah,
they're ready to bounce here.
yeah. Another quick one. Let's see, workhorse.
Yeah, workhorse is on my radar going into tomorrow too. You kind of took one of my favorite ones, but that's good. Nice.
Yeah, workhorse. Well, we'll see what ES does, but workhorse has
Yeah.
a really nice count here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see wave three goes to the 1.618. And if I wanted to measure that, I would just go to my fib extension tool, start at the bottom of wave one, top of wave one, bottom of wave two, and look at that, right to
Oh.
the 1.618 to the penny.
Look at that. I tell you guys, when you go back, so the cool thing is a lot of times like using these Fibonacci tools, they can help us estimate where we're going. But a lot of times, if you're trying to figure out your wave count, just like Paul did right there, when you can do it, when you can go back like this and verify your wave count by doing fib extensions too, pretty incredible stuff, right? So that helps us verify that hey, that does look like a valid wave three at the 1.618 extension, and now we're basically looking at this kind of wave four pullback right here and see if it makes a move. It looks like we got earnings coming up on it too. Cool.
Oh yeah, earnings, yeah. But I mean, we could have taken this measurement right in here. You could have figured out this is our target, and it hit.
It's
And then
awesome.
we get the wave four down, wave five up. And, so that's it for workhorse.
Definitely want to keep an eye on there.
Yeah. Let's shift gears into what everybody wants to know about. How about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. And I'm going to go to a 3-day here. Let's see, 3-day
Bitcoin's
Bitcoin.
still going.
It's still
We put
going.
it in the bubble report this weekend. We on Friday, I think we called it to 55,000, and that hit. So
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool. I'm glad we got a push there, and then it still keeps on going, guys. So that's awesome, man. Anybody who's not in the group, we have two things that we do. We've got our bubble report where Paul and I each market morning, we put together we think is probably one of the best snapshots of the market out there to get people prepped for their day. And the cool part too is Paul puts two custom Elliott wave counts in the morning report each morning, and we go over stuff like Bitcoin, things like that. So that was one of the ones that we talk about Bitcoin every day. So that's awesome. And then the other stuff we have is the Discord. So if you like bouncing Elliott wave ideas off of us, or going live with us in the morning to see what we're looking at during the day. It's a great group, and Paul's very, very active in the Elliott Wave channel. Anyway, sorry, man. So keep going there. What are we looking at here on Bitcoin?
No, no, sounds good. What I thought was real interesting about this count is here's the wave one. Here's when we were pretty flat. right here, wave two, this is the COVID low. This is last March. And then we had this slow grind up. But when you pull your fib extension, wave three is a 3.618 to the dot.
That's awesome.
And that's no accident. That's
Yeah.
where the algos came in and they sold it. Um, this is a really bullish count. I'm not saying we have to go up this high to 90K, but it's possible. Um, a friend of mine was just telling me he wants to get in a Bitcoin trade tonight. And I was trying to explain to him where we want to get in. So I'm going to switch to this. What is this? A 2 hour chart. And what I think is going on now is we just finished wave four. We're going to go up in wave five. And I was telling my buddy out in Oregon, I'm like, hey, man, if you want to get into the trade, try and look for a bounce off the 618 or the golden zone, which is right in here, and maybe play this wave five. Interestingly enough, I found out on Coinbase you can place a stop. So I was like, hey, man,
Oh,
look
cool.
into that, place your stop, maybe right it below the previous low. So that's the trade I was telling my buddy to get in.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
And so that's Bitcoin. One more chart I got for you. I have another trade of the week here.
Nice.
Great. This one's going to be a winner. I can, well,
Well, we
with
can't
US.
guarantee it. We can, but we're definitely gonna try. Oh
I,
no, the pain trade.
yeah, we love Lulu. We love
Oh, well, we love
it.
Lulu when it moves, but when it fakes us out, it is painful.
Yeah, it's a faker, but I mean, so here's the deal. We have a wave one up here, and it's your classic upside down banana shape, kind of overlapping waves. It's a leading diagonal. One, two, three, four, five. And then we get a retrace right to the 6 and 8 to the dot. Another move up, another retrace to the 6 and 8 to the dot. These two retraces are also called golden corners. So I think there's a really good chance Lulu could go up tomorrow.
Okay, nice. We'll keep an eye on Lulu. I love it. So good stuff, man. Great charts out there. I'm liking it. So good stuff. Real quick, I don't have much tonight in terms of my Elliott wave counts. I had two. I had Workhorse, so you picked that one. But the other one I kind of have on the radar is Tesla.
Yeah.
So Tesla. So basically, what I'm looking at on Tesla is I really like how it finished on Friday. I like that big push that it gave right here at the end of the day. That kind of got things going with some good volume, and it kind of drifted up after hours there. So I like how it's holding the support level. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to go up, but I do like what it's doing right here. So just in kind of a larger time frame. So this last pullback right here, the way I'm looking at it is this was the A, this is the B, and maybe this is a larger C type move. I was thinking that maybe we were starting a little bit earlier, that we'd get a bounce off of this golden zone area here. So I'm just kind of tracking it here from the recent lows from back in early December or late December. Right, so we're kind of at this 50% level right here. So I'm just kind of looking at it and seeing, hey, let's see if we continue to hold that. If we can get back above the 382, if we are right, then we'll see if this is valid right here off of its sub 618 right here. So we'll see how that goes for Tesla into this week. There is a possibility here that it could go back a little bit farther. It might not be ready tomorrow. There's a couple levels down here that we may want to test, that it may want to test. So we got the 50-day moving average right here, right, and we've got the daily cloud, right. So we may see a couple days of chop, like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. This thing will get ready to get going. So I'm kind of looking at that, maybe shaking out a couple loose hands out here, and then see if Tesla's ready to get going. So that's one that I'm tracking this week. I really need to see what the futures are up to going into tomorrow, and see what kind of price action we have going into this week. If we're working on this larger wave 2 pullback on the ES, on the SPX that we've been talking about, well, I mean, Tesla's on the S&P right now, right? So that could get affected by that. So we'll see how it goes and where we go from there. If it's a fast move down, then maybe Tesla will indeed tag that cloud level if the market hits our wave 2 pullback, and then maybe it'll bounce with the rest of the market, right? So we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of what I have on the radar going into this week, Elliott wave wise. So good stuff there. So good. So Paul, great job. That was an awesome discussion on motive waves. At this point now, if you're ready, we can take some questions and chart requests.
Sounds good.
Awesome, good stuff. All right, so let's take a look here. So Shirley sent in a few in via email already or early. So we already looked at Baba. But let's see. She has a couple other ones that are, pick any one of these that you think sounds good. I got Goldman Sachs, I got Baidu, AMAT, or Beyond Meat.
I think I have a chart on Beyond in here. Let me
Okay,
see what
yeah,
I
let's take it
got.
beyond. That was looking a little bit rough when I was looking at it this weekend.
Yeah, Beyond. Okay, looks like let me see here what we got. So for Beyond, I haven't looked at this in a while, but 1 2 1 2 looks like we had an impulsive move up for wave one, and then we kind of came down in this wave two. Let me pull a quick fib retracement and see where we're at here. Wave two can usually go to the 618 or lower, and this to me looks like an A, B, C, and I would think Beyond could actually go somewhere in this box before we
Yeah,
start going up again.
yeah, yeah, that could be interesting right there. Yeah, it was a little bit weak price action on that one. Let's see how that goes. Great stuff, Shirley. I hope you're doing great out there. So good stuff. So 2020 says it all is out there too. So you got a few on here. You've got let's see, you've got GMBL, VIX, GE or GLD or EBON.
Let's see. I don't actually have
No.
any of those.
How about gold? How about the GLD? I needed GDX a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I don't have gold.
Nothing updated on that one. Well, let's take a look here. Let's take a look at. I'll go ahead and pull up EBON. So give me
Okay.
1 second right here. So let's see what we got. So we got EBON. So this one's been another hot type of SPAC name, right? So I mean, really, what this looks like to me is just kind of glancing at it here. I mean, again, you had a huge impulsive wave up here, but this looks like a fresh wave up, right? With the with this big impulsive move. So you have this kind of this wave one here, this wave two pullback. This is looking kind of like a wave three-ish. So at this point here, right, of wave three, we'd look to see how it holds the 382, because that's a pretty common wave four retrace. So we go here to here, right? So we had an inside day on Friday. So I'd really check this and see how that holds. See how it holds. That if it can hold there, if it takes the inside day down and kind of maybe gives you like a hammer back in that range, maybe it'll try to push up and give a larger wave five up. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on there for EBON. Good stuff, 2020. Appreciate it. Nice stuff. What else we got out there? So Ladex has got Overstock and Mara or
Mara.
SNDL. Any of those are hot names.
Oh, I got those for sure. Okay, let's see. Mara. Mara's a Bitcoin related
Oh
stock,
yeah.
I believe. I think that what are they miners or something like that?
I think so. Yeah, Riot Blockchain and Mara. I'm pretty sure Mara does mining too. I tell you, mining is valuable right now. When Bitcoin's high, it's extremely profitable. When it's low, I mean, you just spend so much money on energy.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, so for Mara, what I have is we have this big impulsive move going up. It looks like we're at the top of red wave three, and I think we're doing a little pullback, maybe to the 382, and then I think this would be a great viable dip right here to get into Mara right in this area, and I think we'll be going up in wave five.
Nice. Well, it's still going, and Bitcoin looks like it's still going too. So it kind of adds the confidence to the whole thing. So, like I said, like I talk about in the group, whenever you're looking at trading the Mara and the Riot, I mean, make sure you see what Bitcoin's doing first, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, those stocks are hot. And SNDL, I'm long in this one also, so
oh,
let's
nice.
hope this goes up.
There you go.
We had a wave one up, and then we had this nice ABC wave down. I don't have the fib on here. Let me just out of curiosity really quick. Yeah, we're way below. We're way below all the fibs on here. But I think we may have finished wave C here, and maybe we're going to start an impulse wave up here.
Cool. Good find. Good stuff. Thanks, Latex. I really appreciate it. Eddie, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, yeah, we got a PLTR. We can't go through a session without looking at PLTR.
I do have that PLTR. PLTR. Let's see. Yeah, there's some nice counts on PLTR.
Yeah, that you and I both were sharing that same wave, that wave two pullback. Well, yours is a wave two. Mine is maybe a sub wave two. Yeah, absolutely. So I like the ABC. It was symmetrical. Just beyond the symmetry. We talked about that, and then looks like it's working its way up. Let's see how it holds.
Yeah, I have an ABC, and this is an impulsive move down, and then it looks like we have a 1 2 3 4 5, and we're going back up for PLTR.
Nice. Yeah, my only worry about PLTR is that if this that impulse up, that 1 2 3 4 the motive wave up here, the sub wave 5 right here, is if we get a larger wave 2 pullback, right, like a 618. That's the only thing that always bothers me about those first impulsive waves up. If we start to get a deeper retrace. So, but hopefully it holds and can keep going. I want to be bullish on this name. So, but good stuff there. Good. So Krishna's got a couple out there. You got BLNK and Solo.
BLNK, I think I got a good chart on that.
Okay,
Let's see.
awesome.
BLNK. 'Cause, yeah, 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 BLNK. ' BLNK, what are we doing with BLNK? Okay, so for BLNK, I have us doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave one up here, and then a wave two down. And actually looks like we're almost invalidated here, but this could be the start of an impulsive move up right here in BLNK.
Okay, yeah, let's see if it holds. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. There's two in here that look pretty hot. There's Solo or Fubo.
Fubo, I think I got both of those. Let me see what Fubo looks like. That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Fubo. Okay, yeah, look at Fubo. Everybody's been waiting on this to go up. We've had this impulsive wave one up, wave two down, then another wave one up, and then this real long choppy up and down.
yeah,
To me, just looking at this real quick, it does look like an ending diagonal though. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A five wave move of an ending diagonal says wave two is finished and we should start going up in wave three.
nice. Yeah, see that type of wave two pullback is the only thing I'm worried about with PLTR. So hopefully it'll show some impulsive action going in tomorrow. So we've got that going on there. Nice, good stuff. Thanks, Christian. I appreciate it. Jeremy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. You got DKNG.
Oh yeah, got that one. Let's see, DK engine. This stock just keeps going up and up and up and up.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't do it like in a really easy way, though.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, what I have, this is an interesting count. I have it as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, only because this wave two overlaps this wave one.
Exactly.
If not, if we didn't have this wick right here, it would be a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
But a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is very bullish, and it looks like we got a bounce off the 50 and an impulsive red wave up. So I think we're going to get a wave two pullback and then rocket up in wave three.
Nice, great stuff. Awesome, good one. And of course we got Michael. You got Apple.
Apple, what do we got for Apple?
Apple's interesting. Apple's got a chance. It's such a tough area right here. It could exactly like you said. You got a potential pullback right there. It could finish up more of a move down, or maybe it's trying to poke its head up and get going. Tomorrow it should be an interesting week for Apple, I think.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting with Apple is we have this ABC down, and this looks like a leading diagonal, this little mini movement here, so we could start going up. But this is a short wave C compared to wave A. So it's possible Apple could literally go down a lot lower where A equals C right around this area.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And the other scary thing about Apple too, is let me pull it up right here. So we got 1 second, guys. I'll get my chart up here. So one of the scary things about Apple is that I was just kind of glancing at it this weekend. It's like, what if, right? What if that this is done, right? It's done with its all impulsive wave up, and it's starting to do a larger zigzag down, right? So what if this is wave one, right, and this is wave two, right? And we're gonna look at a motive wave three down, right? That's possible. Right, it's possible. So there's some alt counts out there, so I'd be a little bit careful. That's why I think this week is going to be really important for Apple. It's hard to be super confident, right, on the bullish side, right, just using basic stuff like the 50-day moving average and the ADMA. We're below the 50-day, right? We're below it's a declining ADMA. It looks like it's about to cross, right? So here the last time the ADMA crossed the 50-day to the downside, right, we got more downside action, right? So it's just definitely something we need to keep an eye on right here. We need to look at the intraday price action. It's tough to predict it right now with all the different count possibilities on it. So good stuff there. And I don't know if you have one on FireEye, Paul. If not, I can pull that up. I have it right here. It was actually on my bullish radar going into this week. Do you have it?
I think I do. I'm trying to remember what.
You do?
Here it is. FireEye. Actually, I forgot what the ticker is on that.
FEYE. I've got it pulled up right here. If you got it too, cool. We can both kind of compare notes. So one of the big things about Fire, this is a hot mover recently. It's got a real big move after its what was it, the snowflake issues and all that stuff. And now it's just kind of been working on this crazy bull flag, right? And so at this point, right, it really needs to start doing something. And so I'm thinking maybe possibly this is the week for it. Right? It's about as extended as a flag you can get right here. So we're back over the 50-day. If we can, what I want to see is a nice close back above the ADMA and try to see if we can push and break out of this flag pattern. So one of the possibilities, right, is that we're starting a fresh wave up right here, right? So again, this invalidated these areas right here. So it's basically just kind of been this, falling wedge type pattern, right? So we just need to see how this holds, how this last impulsive wave up holds right here. So we're just below the 382. So let's keep an eye on it, see how it holds the 618 area, and see if it's ready to try to get a big push to get out of that flag. So that's kind of the big thing I've been tracking on it. So it looks like you've got something here too, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, it's been in that flag for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's about as, the thing with the flag, right, is that you don't want it to get longer than the flagpole, right? Otherwise, it's not a flag, right? It's going to drag on the ground.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So at this point, right, the length of that is like almost equidistant to it. After that, it's not a flag anymore. We're just kind of channeling down, So it's so that's definitely one to keep. So Steve, yeah, we're definitely keeping an eye on that one there. So for sure, so good stuff. And good, appreciate it. And Spencer's got NET. Have you done that one?
I think I got net.
I get a few requests on that.
I have net. I don't know if I've updated it, but let's take a look. Actually, yeah, I got a chart on net.
Cool.
We had a 3-4, and then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's some overlapping here. But since this is a wave 5, it could be an ending diagonal. Maybe this looks like a leading diag here, so we could be going up in wave 5 for net.
Nice, awesome, good stuff, guys. All right, so guys, and just in respect for time, we're probably gonna get only through a few more chart requests, so we'll get through just a couple more of those. I'm gonna run through here and see if we need questions. So if we miss your chart request, sorry about it, guys. It happens on Sunday, right? Because we got 2 of us here. But tomorrow, guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to click subscribe on YouTube because we do videos every night. I do a update video each market night, and I tend to do a lightning round. We pretty much get through every chart request that's out there. So unless it gets too late, right? So, but other than that, but good stuff. So, so there's a couple out here, guys. So Michael, Daz, and Sensation, appreciate everybody for being here. So, Blonde Brokers out there too. So we got to check that out. We've got CBAT. Have you done CBAT?
I got CBAT, yeah.
Okay, let's do CBAT, and then your choice on Zoom or Nvidia. After that,
I think I got a good Zoom chart.
You got a good Zoom one. All right, nice.
All right, so CBAT. What do I got for CBAT? Just a bunch of 1-2s here, but it looks like we had a 1-2. I think we're going an impulsive move up in this move for wave 3. I have it to the 2.618.
Great, nice find on that one. You got a Zoom one too?
Zoom, yeah. Let's see what I got for Zoom.
Nice.
I mean, a lot of these bull counts kind of depend on what ES is going to do.
Oh, yeah. It depends on the market. Guys, that's kind of one of the big things, and maybe we'll do a series on it one time, but we need to, for these waves to really play out, they need to have a tailwind, right? And the best way to get the tailwind is either with their sector, right? If there's some sector strength, because sometimes the sector can outshine the market, or just have the market, whatever market they, the NASDAQ, the S&P. If the S&P is strong and these counts are good, right, we could see some good moves. Like I said with Tesla earlier, if the market's weak going into tomorrow, we could still see, even though I'm kind of leaning bullish on it, we still might see a little more pullback on it, right? So the market's ready to go.
Yeah. So for Zoom, I was seeing a wave 4 down in ABC, but if you notice, the wave C is really short compared to the wave A. We have this wave 1 up, and it's almost invalidated. So for Zoom to be bullish, I think it has to come right out of the gate going up tomorrow to get this move up.
Otherwise, it could be a larger zigzag down for sure.
Yeah. We could easily go down to wave 4 right in here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Good stuff. All right, Reed. Yeah, good stuff. Glad we got everything worked out there. That's awesome. So good stuff. Laura, what's going on? Good to see it. Well, I think Lulu, if you saw earlier, I think you'd be pretty happy about that one. So that's Paul's favorite trade going into this week. So, again, but big thing, right? Make sure the market is on our side, right? So we got that stuff going on there. Rich, what's going on? Take a look at the FSLY wave count. Does it look like a big ABC and now in the middle of 3 of C?
Let me see. I do have SLY on
FSLY?
Here.
Yeah, there you go.
If I can remember that question.
Yep. Oh, yeah, nice.
Okay, let's see. So for FSLY, let me go to a 4-hour real quick. Okay, so I have a 1, 2, and then I have us going up in an impulsive move 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are going down in wave 2. How low are we going down? This is where I'd want to do my retracement. And I'd start down here, and I'd come up to here. It looks like we'll go to 786. So right now we're in the golden zone. We're between the 618 and 786 for wave 2. So we could get a bounce out of the golden zone and go up. But we are going down right now. We'll just have to see what happens.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So it is possibly your count might be just as good there to see that we're on that. So good stuff there. Paul, if we can take if you got time for three more, we've got a few folks that are asking for Piton.
Yeah, no problem. No
I
problem
saw
at
that
all. I got
Sashi's got that. A few folks and Laura's got that too. So let's take a look at Piton. Tesla we got earlier, and then we got two more that I think we can hit before we go. I know James has got one here that's looking pretty interesting.
okay, Piton. Okay, so I got a wave one up, and then I have a WXY coming down for wave two. We're not even at the 50, and let me see. Looking at this A B, this could be an ABC, and this little shape right here looks like a leading diagonal. Situations like these, I might go to a small time frame like this, so I can really see what it looks like. And so here's the end of wave two. This could be a wave one right here.
Okay.
One, two, three, four, five. And so, yeah, this could be a one, two, three, and we're going up.
Could be going on Piton. Nice. Yeah, it got beat up a lot recently. It's been pretty heavy recently, so nice to see it try to work its way back up. They had good earnings, right? So a pullback off of good earnings. Hopefully this could be a viable dip. We'll see how that plays out this week. Okay, so two more. So James got one there for Vuzi, V-U-Z-I. Have you looked at that one?
Nope, don't cut that
No,
one.
let's take a look. So this sounds like it's gonna be a tough one, probably Elliott wave wise, but let's take a look here. VUZI was talking about potentially cutting a position on this one. So Vuzix, VUZI. Not sorry guys, VUZI. Ah. All right, so look at this pulled up here. All right, so Vuzi. Interesting. This is a pretty bullish chart right here. This looks like a maybe this definitely looks like a triangle right here. So what I would do is this. Just when you see something like this, right, just straight up triangle right there. I would say this is probably like a wave four here, probably an old wave
Yeah,
four
yeah.
triangle. And then here, you kind of had this one, two, three, four, four, five. This is probably wave five, and then maybe it zigzag down right here, right? So it has or the ABC. That's a pretty sharp down move right here. A, B, C type move, and it might be working on a fresh wave up, right? So this could be your wave one, two, and this doesn't overlap. This could be three, four, and then we just need to see if it tries to work its way up, right? So again, this looks very impulsive right here. So again, like you said, if it starts to curl over, right, and the market's weak right here, I mean, this thing might pull back to its 618, right, to give you a subwave two, and then maybe that'll be a viable dip after that to try to finish the larger wave five up, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing there on Vuzi. What do you
Okay.
see? You have it pulled up there too. Similar. It
Yep,
looks very very similar, almost exactly the same.
yep.
Nice,
Same stuff.
good stuff. And then last one for the night, guys. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh, Javier, can you go over your questions? You have time? No chart questions. Trying to learn. Sorry if I skipped over that. Okay, there we go. So Javier had a couple questions right here. With Workhorse having earnings coming up, how does your Elliott wave count come into play? With Wave 4 completed Workhorse providing a great entry, do you take trade with GARS? No, right? So earnings are a binary event, right? So it's tough. Now, if you're in it and let's say you're trading options and you've got some freebie runners on it, right? The only way I would trade into earnings is if you got free runners, right? That they're paid for with the profits from from the last wave, right? That's the only way, right? Otherwise, you're trading into a binary event. Anything could happen, right? If it gaps down, right? If this thing gaps down off of earnings like huge, the wave count's going to change, right? As strong as your wave count could be, earnings, a news event like that, a binary event can change your wave count, right? So that's a pretty big one right there. That's how I'd answer that question. And Javier, for Lulu, your wave 4 breaks wave 1. Isn't that count invalidated? Uh,
Let's
Paul, do you want to
let's
pull that
take a
one up
look
there?
at it.
It's
Let's
probably a
see.
leading diagonal, Javier. That's one of the only times you can do that. Or an ending diagonal. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a leading diagonal right there.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
This a leading diagonal. They overlap and they have this shape to them. It's very recognizable. Happens all the time.
Yeah, it's like this little banana shape. So Javier, definitely go back to our series and where we talk about leading diagonals. We did a whole series on it. Those are like an exception to the rule, right? They're usually what are they? Are they typically only in wave ones? Yeah, they're only in wave
Well,
one, right?
yeah, you have leading diagonals in wave one and ending diagonals in wave five. So you get a lot of overlaps in wave ones and wave fives, contracting diagonals, leading and ending, and expanding diagonals.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about expanding diagonals here too. Yeah, so good stuff, Javier. Thanks for mentioning. Sorry if I skipped over that. Appreciate that for the question. So good stuff. All right, so good. One more for the group, guys. So we've got we did BL and K. Sorry, yeah, we already checked out that one. So but yeah, let's take a look here at one more. Paul, I'm sure you got it. Dogecoin.
Oh, yes, I have Dogecoin. Let's see. And it's
To
been
the
interesting.
moon, to the moon.
Every time Elon tweets about it, it pulls it right up. Let's see
That's
here.
grinding there at 5 cents.
I'll go to 4 hour. So here's what I had. We had this really nice impulse move up, and yes, there's overlap again between wave four and one because it's wave one. It can be a leading diagonal, and then we have this move down in wave two, which is a WXY, basically just tracking down on this flag. And we came up in wave one, and this wave two stopped right at the 618. So I was really bullish right here and expecting this to really power up, but it looks like the cloud says no, and it's stuck. But in general, I think we're going up in wave three here.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Great. Paul, great charts. Awesome. Everybody, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in here. Sorry if we didn't get to everybody's chart requests, but if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. We do this. We go live every night. Well, not Paul and I, but as a group, I go live every night, and we tend to get through most of the charts there when we're doing the lightning round at the end. But really appreciate Paul being here with us this evening. Really appreciate Paul being with you this evening. And guys, if like I said, if you're new here, be sure to click subscribe on YouTube so you can check out our other shows. And also, if you like what you see here and you want to work with us during the day, we have a Discord and we also have the Bubble Report. Just check out the links in the description there. The Bubble Report's our morning snapshot. We talked about that a little bit earlier. And the Discord, we're live. We go live at the open and the close. And Paul's in the Elliott Wave channel there. If you're new to Elliott Wave, or even if you're experienced, you want to bounce some some wave counts off of Paul, he's there to help out. So it's a really great group. So be sure to check out the links in the description. But Paul, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. This was a fun night. Good
Awesome, good,
time.
great stuff, and I really appreciate everybody for being here, and I hope you guys found this helpful. We'll tweet all the chart requests out on Twitter, so be sure to follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for the Bubble Report in the stream. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe.